Since times before history, we've been gathering around our fires to tell stories. Join us as we play through multiple role-playing game systems, looking for one that's the perfect fit for our next campaign, and hopefully showing you some options that are out there for your own games. Welcome to the Fireside Stories. Hello, barbarians, and welcome to our next episode of the Expanse RPG Fireside Story. I'm Rainy.
I'm still Santiago, except I'm a little stuffy.
I'm Jessica.
And we're just gonna jump right back into it here as quickly as we can. So last time, you were able to track down a dock location given up by your quarry, Kai Dardanus, to one of his friends. What you found there were supplies from his family's company and some records showing that he was taken a little forcefully away from the location by folk with OPA-style, Belter-style tattoos.
So, Kai was kidnapped by some OPA-looking thugs.
Yes.
And they absconded with him to...
Parts unknown.
That you guys have not determined yet.
Yeah.
Now, there were two toughs, as I mentioned last time.
Yeah.
That you found out were working for Ornikilo. Mm-hmm. You guys kind of worked something out with them in exchange for not pummeling them to death or leaving them tied up in the room to get picked up by security. You created your distraction of attracting all the Belters to get this rich stuff, which gave them a plausible excuse for why they didn't find anything when they went to the dock. And so we left off the session last time with you both in a busier area of the station, using kind of the people that are there as a bit of cover, so that you could decide what you were going to do next.
Okay. So I accessed the security feeds to see the video from that time.
Right.
And that's where we saw Kai being kidnapped, right?
Right, or at least roughly moseyed away from that location.
Being jostled away, being manhandled away.
Right, literally.
Kinky.
Yeah. Can I say that I recorded that footage?
Yeah.
I saved that snippet of it.
That's fair enough.
So I have that? Alright, cool. I wonder if, how we're going to figure out where they went, because... So, Orn is not... He's like a local crime boss, but he's not like the local OPA boss.
Right. He is not OPA. He has rivals that are OPA.
He does have some known rivals that are some local OPA. So I bet if we go meet with Orn, we can ask him who are the OPA folks who would want to hurt him. Who'd use Kai to get at him. You know what I mean? Maybe.
That's an approach for sure. Mm-hmm.
That's the only lead I can think of.
You guys have his address.
Yeah, we know where he's at and stuff.
Okay. So, yeah, let's go hit up Orn and
knock on his door.
Yeah, let's go rattle his cage.
Let's rattle his cage. I like it. Let's do it.
Yeah, see?
Rattle his cage, see?
It's a gumshoe story, so we're getting all 40s up in this.
Right. I need a little hat. A Miller style
a little
hat.
Pork pie hat.
Yeah.
That's cool. You should get one. That'd look pretty cool, I think.
Oh no.
Do they come in unicorn colors?
Unicorn colors, that would be the key.
Sparkles.
And glittery.
Alright.
Now, there's no test required to go to the area where his office is located because you have the address. Right?
Yeah.
So it's actually on a level of the station that puts it not far from Lacage, where you started your investigation.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And you kind of weave your way through an area that's, a combination commercial, residential, and it's kind of in this back in this alley, sort of more of a hole more than anything. Very defensible because it's a bottleneck, sort of.
Right.
area leading to the entrance. And you can see that there appears to be, from a distance, 2 figures standing on either side of the entrance.
Okay. So we need to walk up and talk to these guys.
Oh boy, I think talking's your thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you just come along and like loom, don't literally like do that sort of thing.
Don't actually beat my fists in my hand.
But like, that
Just unzip.
that
Stick it
demeanor
to the top of the abs.
just unzip down to the first 17
Yeah.
rows of abs.
I don't want to scare him.
And then I'll talk to them. See
I'll
what
just do
they
one of
say.
I'll just
'Cause I
cross
don't-
my arms and
I didn't ever come across Orn's contact info, right? Like I just have his address.
Right,
I
so
never
you guys
his
got
number.
his address, and you got a little bit of his security record, like his run-ins with Pinkwater, but no contact information. But you hadn't looked, to be fair.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just walk up to these guys and see what they say.
let's do it.
Cool.
Walk, walk, walk.
All right. Just for the sake of luckiness, I would like one of you guys decide amongst you who it would be, to just do a roll.
Just a roll
Yeah.
of like all 3,
Yeah, high number, good.
like normal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you should dust those things off. So
All right.
do it up.
She's a duster, there's just dust everywhere.
Oh, okay. So, 9.
Okay. So not super lucky. That's
I got excited when I saw the 5.
Okay.
Alright.
Medium
so based
luck.
on your medium luck roll,
Yes.
you do notice that one of the figures is not someone you recognize. It's a very, in typical Belter fashion, a very tall, gaunt woman in a jumpsuit. Very standard fare.
Mm-hmm.
And the other, you notice, is one of the toughs from the docks that you encountered.
He beat us back here?
Yeah.
How did he get back here so fast?
Well, I'm sure you guys did some discussing and everything, and they booked it.
Okay.
We might have got a beer.
He looks
you had
a
to clean
little-
your face.
True. I had to go to a bathroom and
Well, you guys kind of
a bathroom.
left the docks to go to a
bathroom.
more populated area, discussed your options, and then started traveling.
Got a
They
spur.
obviously, and you probably know this too, there are more direct routes than the ones you guys took.
Huh.
to get
All right, yeah,
here.
that makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
I'll buy that for
Which
$1.
which one is it? Does it matter? Is it like the more? I feel like there was one that I had both of them pretty
Yeah, it was,
buffaloed, but
Buffaloed.
yeah.
it's not the one with the broken hand.
Well, maybe he needs a broken hand.
You had one stymied, see? Throw him for a loop. Made him pull his socks up.
Does he recognize me?
Oh, absolutely. He recognizes both of you.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And you can see he looks very sheepish.
Good.
And, but the woman just seems to kind of square her shoulders and wait for your approach.
Nice. Well, that's cool because I'm not gonna try and blow past them. I want to walk up to them and then stop, because that's what you do.
Could I do a roll to impress? Would that count as like a? Because I feel like he clearly knows who I am,
Right.
and she clearly does not, and maybe she should be aware that me and my 100-pack abs are not to be trifled with.
She should recognize.
She should,
That's what you're saying.
partner.
So in
Okay.
what way are you doing that? Like, how are you impressing?
Just my
people?
stance, I don't think I have to unzip yet, but
Right.
just my.
You're walking with a sure
I'm gonna do an
confidence.
Eric walk
Okay.
with my shoulders back,
Yeah.
and I'm a Martian, so
Right. Like everyone should walk if they had good posture.
Yeah.
but- yeah.
yeah. And then I'll just do the cross my arms and
Okay.
Do the 80s rap.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do one of those.
You guys
I'm gonna pop my
pause
collar.
in a wrap cover. That's cool.
Or
Yeah.
do the half squat thing.
Yeah, you have
and
to
the
squat
sideways peace signs.
That's
with your
exactly.
ear dangling.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull my chain out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what that will do
Yes.
is because
Spark a dance off?
Yeah.
Chow, your goal is to start doing the talking, right?
Yeah.
Your difficulties are going to be lowered based on the fact that you have this Martian woman behind you. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what would you like to do?
I'm going to let them talk first.
Are you walking in, or what are you stopping
No,
in
you
front of them?
stop, because I'm assuming they're standing and there's like a door.
Yeah.
Like, that they are, ostensibly to be guarding.
Yes.
So, I'm going to acknowledge that, setup and just stop and wait for them to say, go on in, or state your business, or who
Right.
goes there, or whatever.
So the woman just looks at you. She doesn't say anything. And there's a decent pause. You know, the type of pause that, like, people who are friends or comfortable don't try to fill, but people that are uncomfortable will immediately try to start filling.
Uh-huh.
And so when that happens, the sheepish guy who does not have the broken hand starts to try to fill it. He's like, I wasn't expecting to see you guys. What are you doing?
I'll kind of nod at him. The kind of nod where you nod with your chin, meaning you already know the answer. And I'll ask him, you want to get your boss on the phone? I guess I wouldn't say phone. Phone. On the whatever, on comms. Let him know we're coming up.
And the woman looks down at the man next to her. She says, "They have business here."
We have information about Kai, and we need Orn to fill in the last piece of the puzzle. So, the sooner he gets to do that, the better it's going to go for you. The sooner we can get out of here and do our job.
And he looks up at her and says, "Yeah, these are the ones got old there." And she's like, "Oh." And you see her, like, shoulders fall a little bit. Poor guy with a broken hand had to be sent to a medic. It's very expensive.
It's going to have to regrow half a hand.
Yeah. And that's if Orn wants to spend that kind of money. He might just get a replacement, might get something else,
Get a cheap prosthetic with force feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he shouldn't have been calling people rats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch who you call rats.
That's right.
What should we call sprats?
Some of my best friends are rats.
That's right.
They're really smart and social. It's very rude to use them in a
Super
negative
clean,
way.
too.
True.
God, rats are awesome.
They do have weird big balls that drag on your arm.
Yeah, no, that's the creepy part.
But
Other than that, though.
yeah, great.
Yeah.
Great animals. And so they kind of nod you through, and as you walk past, you can hear them on hand terminals, particularly the nervous guy. And the path up is simple. There are stairs that go up into what should be potentially whatever this office area is.
Fair.
In what has been made up to look like quite like a business office, is the idea, is a man in, like, jumpsuits are very common, wearables in these parts.
Yeah.
And his has, like, pockets in the front and everything, but it's very clean, very, like, sharp, almost like ironed. He's got a full head of, like, kind of auburn hair with a matching, very well-kept beard. Dark eyes.
Sexy.
And he looks up at you, and with a decidedly non-Belter accent, says, "I hear you have information for me."
I will tell him some beltaling stuff.
Belta.
And I'm going to tell him belta. Now I'll tell him Oye Basming Imdashing in response, which just means, hey boss, that's right. Or it's true.
Alright, go ahead and make a perception roll.
Perception!
Both of us? Or just one?
Perception.
You can make one as well if you'd
I
like.
will as well.
Alright. did get doubles. Sadly, those doubles are ones. So my total is 7. So not off to a good start here, see?
Oh, no. I got 14.
Okay. So you're talking to him in Belter, but what Casey notices is that a fluent person, when you say something in the language they're fluent in, they don't have to think about it. They know what it means as you're saying it. But you can see that there's a processing time there. That he's listening to what Chow is saying and kind of breaking it down so he understands it, but it's not fluent.
Can I determine where he might be from? Like, as far as, is he an Earther or a Martian or...
He does sound like an Earther, I would say, with your role.
Notice how I use the word Earther.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a couple episodes.
You're now an expert.
Pretty fancy.
On the Expanse.
Found some Expanse gifts online.
The only one that matters is Alex with lasagna. So until that one's posted, no one wins.
Fair.
All right. So you say that. You notice that it takes him a second.
Rest, yes.
And he responds not in Belter. Says, good, I've been quite concerned. So please, have a seat if you'd like. I can have someone bring you drinks if that's what you're interested in. I'm sure we can help each other.
Yeah, let's sit down then. Go sit and have a quick little chat about this. So I would like to pull up the footage, boop boop boop, on my space phone, and then flick it up to a monitor I'm assuming he has on his wall, or whatever they are, projector little things. And I'd like to point out, and I'll switch to English because that seems to be what he prefers. So you'll notice that Kai ran into some trouble at that dock 57D. And these are the guys who rushed him off somewhere. We're trying to find out who those might have been and where they might have gone. Any of those guys look familiar to you?
And you see his demeanor change from one of concern about the lost love, to this cold rage.
Cold rage?
And he's looking at this footage of Kai being shoved past this doorway. And he says, Parvati.
Oh, I'm going to take that as a yes. So anything you can tell us about this Parvati? Where do they stay? Where do they... how do they take shit? How do they roll? What's their story?
Parvati Moneda is the leader of the local fucking OPA.
Dang.
And they are a thorn in my side. That they would go this far to take the thing I cared about and use him against me. Not surprising, but I can't let that stand. You see?
Well, have they used him against this guy? Like, I'll ask that. I'll say that. Have they actually used him against you? Like, have you received anything from them?
Heard anything yet, but they know I'm looking for him. I assume at this point it would only be a matter of time before they try to leverage him against me in some way.
Well, that's a sticky situation, Boss Meng. We're gonna need your guys to stay out of our way while we try and get your boy back. But also, I don't want to step on your toes. I know that you got to look into this and can't let this pass. Why don't we try and work out a deal for how this is going to go down so everyone gets what they need?
Why don't you do a communication roll?
Whoops. That is more like it, ladies and gentlemen.
Ew.
Hey.
Double sixes, 5 on the drama die. Thank you very much. we'll start the ass kissing with you.
No.
Just kidding. I just always wanted to say that. All right. So that is 19.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
I mean, 12 plus 5 is still 17, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
Plus 2 for communication.
I'm like...
So that's 19?
Yeah, okay.
Did I miss one? Is it 20
No.
or 23? Or
No.
Okay.
I just missed it because I was like counting your dice. I'm like, no, it's not.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I give
You mean you
the-
have a total
Yeah.
of 19?
Yeah, I try to give you the total. Total.
And you have stunt points.
I do. I have a 5-point social stunt. I could choose Class Clown, which is a -2 penalty to all enemies' initiative rolls if a fight breaks out, which I don't think is gonna come up. So I would like to do a 3-point impress. So I should have +3 to my next social test versus Orn
Okay.
during this encounter.
Do you want to use the rest of your points for additional stunts, or do you want to just do that one?
I mean,
You have 5 points to spend, however you'd like to put those together.
oh, okay, yeah, I'll spend the remaining 2 and another thing.
Uh-huh.
So I get to make a second related test as part of my action before anyone else has a chance to respond or make any tests of their own.
Okay.
So the next point I'd like to make, sort of more lower key, kind of lean in and quieter to Orn, is we really, really want to handle this as quietly as we can, because I can guarantee you if Mr. Dardanus has to come down here, he's going to come with the ruckus. He's going to purchase the whole Pinkwater detachment, and he's going to show up with everyone. So we want to avoid that. Let's handle it quietly, and we can get it done.
Okay. Well, you can make that test.
Make the second test, which I fail this one miserably. All right. So 12.
Okay.
Not as good, but
Yeah.
not horrible.
Not horrible.
And I have a +3 to my next one against him. Because I don't want to add it to that one.
You don't want to
It's
add it to that one?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what you say at first really resonates with him. You can see the wheels are turning to the point where you are adding on these sort of minor, comparatively, threats about his father bringing Pinkwater down and stuff, and he's not even really listening very much. He is, but he's not reacting much to it. And he says, "You are, both of you, wild cards, and that can definitely work in both of our favors. See, Moneda's gang would be expecting my voice. She's not expecting you. And who knows, maybe your honeyed words or this one that you have with you might convince her to give him up without much of a ruckus, as you say. But if a ruckus does happen, it's probably best that my involvement isn't seen there."
Okay. Is there anyone you can send who's competent for once, who isn't instantly recognizable as one of your people, or any number of folks? What I'd like to have is kind of a panic button. If we get up to our necks in the shit while we're in there, I want to make sure that we have a distraction so that we can get out of there Kai in tow if someone has to come in and start a whole bunch of shit.
Are you bringing him back to me?
Yes. All lie.
That's going to be your next communication roll.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't say it like that if you roll well.
All right. Double 5s, 1 on the drama die. So we're showing 11 plus 3, we got 14, 16 total.
All right, so that's where your +3 comes into play.
Nice.
So you say yes, and you know how to keep a poker face, I'm assuming.
Oh, like, pointing shit.
I thought we were gonna.
Like,
We
that's
turned
not
off.
the job.
I'm gonna pull a Zeke and what?
The job was we got hired to
But
find a...
Lenny-
Shut up. Shut up.
Why are you hitting me?
Let go of my head.
Yeah.
All right. So you say yes, very matter of fact. He says, excellent. Then you can use this. And he swipes on his hand terminal. And up onto yours, you see a very simple little program with a touch-activated button, basically. He says, this is what I would use if I ran into trouble and needed a few of mine for muscle. It'll work just as well for you. Provides a location, so you have to be okay broadcasting that when you hit it, but it doesn't pull it until you push the button.
Okay, great. I'm going to program it on my hand terminal if I can to show up on my wrist screen so that it's easier to use a little covertly if I have to.
Yeah, except all your beeps and boops are on all the
without
time.
pulling my hand terminal out. Yeah, if I don't have it muted, it makes like My Little Pony sounds every time I push a button or something. No, I think
Like
I would.
literally, it's like Applejack.
Yeah. What are My Little Pony sounds?
I don't
Rainbow
know.
Dash.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea.
Twilight Sparkle.
Yeah.
It's disturbing
Friendship
how
is
many we
magic.
know.
You guys could literally be just making anything up right now.
We're not though.
Yeah.
Those are all real
Those are all
names.
real things.
Glitter Bomb Haberdash. I'd be, that's my favorite one. I don't fucking know.
True story.
So we're gonna go check out this Moneda person. We're going to get Kai back and bring him back here. That's the plan. Done deal. Thanks a lot, Orn. We will see you later.
Time is, of course, of the essence, although I understand you'll need to take some time in investigating, because if it was so easy to find Moneda's gang, not knowing the OPA here, I would have done it already. But, like I said, you're wild cards. I'm sure you know what you're doing and can do it discreetly and as quickly as possible. And if you can, I'm sure I can make it worth your while. But of course that can be negotiated based on what exactly you bring back to me and when.
Oh, man. I wish I could have interjected when he said I can make it worth your while, because I could have said, Dedawang de Tingam to Shao Shao. It would have been hilarious. That's what she said.
That actually would be funny. I was like, no, totally. 'Cause
Did you say it kind of under your breath?
I'll mutter it. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Yeah, sure, why not, right?
All right. I need you to make a communication roll. And I need Casey to make a perception roll.
All right.
perception.
Woo, triple threes.
I don't think I have any extra. Oh, I do have one extra. So 15.
11. No, 10. Sorry. No, 11.
Whoa.
Cell phone. No, cordless. And cell phone on half.
All right. So you say it, not super subtly. And it's obvious that he hears you. He's choosing not to react, but the problem is Casey also hears you.
Mm-hmm.
And Casey goes. And the thing about Ornakilo is he can't let that stuff slide.
Oh man.
God damn it. All right, cool.
And so all this is going to do, so we're not going to get too much into this in this game. We did it a little bit with the first encounter. When you're dealing with people socially, there are like social levels, basically. Like kind of like in WoW, if you think about faction, like how much a faction likes you. So he's dropped one. So he's not like hostile or anything. But he's
Back to
like
neutral.
Yeah. He's like I said, we can negotiate depending on what you actually end up being able to do?
I'm just gonna kind of, I'm not gonna shake my head, but I'm just gonna give him a look. He's gonna get the Martian eyes, but I'm not a big fan.
Okay. He says, well,
Right.
you know your way out. I won't need to see you until you're successful.
All right. Cool. Sounds good. Tell him, oh, you ding, walla walla, and duck out the door.
You're so rude.
I know. He wants to be rude. I'll be rude. Plus, I don't give a fuck because we're not bringing Dude Man back. We're never going to see this guy again. Ideally.
Yeah,
Ideally. You say
know.
as you walk down.
Yeah.
La la.
Who gives a shit what he thinks? Fuck that guy. I'm never going to see him again.
Do.
And then a black screen later. Tie the chairs and shit.
Yeah.
So we're leaving.
Yep.
We're taking our leave.
Yep.
Yes.
And away we go.
Poopity-go.
I'm, of course, busy like doot on my hand terminal,
Mm-hmm.
pulling up the like directions
Two.
to Moneda's hideout.
I don't know that you can just Google local OPA hideout,
Oh,
but
no, I mean, you know, if I have to dive, I can dive.
I think you can certainly do something to find it, particularly since you have some idea of OPA operations on the station.
So just to be clear, what is her name? Moneda?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Pavara? Is that the
Parvati?
Italian?
Parvati.
That's her full name. Okay,
Mhm.
that's what I'm.
She's actually, Parvati could also be like Indian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fair. Would you be able to? Because I'm assuming there's lots of cameras and stuff
I got an
in this
idea.
area.
Yeah.
So there, we saw where they took Kai.
Yep.
Would you be able to, with your computer hackery skills, like trace that? Be like, okay, he was on this camera, and then he shows up there on that camera. Like, would you be able to search that at all, or do any kind of like facial recognition software where you could maybe enhance on the people who took him?
Is our ship's here, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, the Somalier's computer could totally crunch that kind of data, but I can't do it locally. There's just too much processing to be done.
How far? Like how far are we from the ship?
Well, we don't have to go back to the ship. Send the data to it, you know.
I feel like I'm very much like my character, like, oh, okay.
Sorry.
Things and stuff. Buttons and shit.
Boop, boop, boop. I have an idea. Follow me. And I would like to walk to a local OPA like hangout bar type of place
Okay.
that I remember from my days, from my wayward and misspent youth.
All right. Talk to me about like how you're going in there. Right now, you got your jumpsuit zipped up, sleeves rolled up down. Don't know.
No, I mean, I'm just rolling in like normal, but I wouldn't say that I have like my medic costume on, you know.
Right.
I would say I just have the ship jumpsuit with
Right.
like the ship name and like the company name, you know, those patches
Right.
and stuff like that. Sleeves probably rolled back, you know.
Tattoo out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, you know, you have your badges flying, and trying to look as fit in as much as possible.
Sure. So, there is an OPA bar nearby, because as you know, you are in a district that is both residential, commercial, and bordello. So, what would you guys like this bar to be called?
The
Is
wet
that-
spot.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
actually...
There was a hashtag on Twitter not long ago that was like worst name for a bar ever, and
Oh.
that's what I did. But I was like, oh, that's actually a good name.
So you're going into the wet spot,
Yes.
the local bar. That's like a locals hangout, but you know OPA in particular really like this area.
Yeah. So I want to find a quiet table in a dark corner where we can hang out, and I can do some hackery stuff. And I'm keeping an eye out for somebody, just FYI. So if I can find a table like that, I'd like to walk towards it.
All right, make a perception roll.
Are there chicken wings in space in the Expanse system?
It probably wouldn't be chicken.
Would not be chicken.
Is it going to be some kind of weird, like,
It's going to be
space
like tofu.
protein?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably be. Yeah, in space, it's all beans, mushrooms, yeast. Vat-grown meats are very expensive.
So probably not at a.
And there's tank-grown fish.
Richard
So
was so
yeah,
unhappy with the
all of the
mushrooms.
like belter food is usually like bean, fungus, yeast,
What do
which
Martians
is also
eat?
a fungus, stuff like that.
Oh, there. So I just have Tabasco with everything,
Yeah.
basically?
Martians would probably eat like some hydroponic vegetables, and then also like super high tech like
Oh,
space food type of shit.
no space frappuccinos. I meant to ask you guys, probably you because you're the Expanse guy. Do they have dogs? Like, I haven't seen any animals except the little hamster deal.
Which
It was not an animal.
Yeah, it was just a toy. I have not seen a single dog in the Expanse that I can recall, which means there were probably a couple.
only on Earth.
Oh yeah, on Earth there's.
But I think the idea is like they take
Some.
resources and stuff, so there's probably not a lot of animal pets that aren't useful.
That's what I was thinking.
But I imagine there has to be, unexplored territory at this point, but like, John Wick style, some gang leader guy who's like, my thing is that I actually have dogs, because no one's fucking seen them, so everyone's afraid of them,
True.
and they go rah rah rah, and they're cool.
Right? That'd be kind of cool. You'd be like the dog guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Where'd their poop go? In the recycler. It's everyone else's poo.
Yeah, but
It's fine.
where'd my dookie go? All right. So we go to this bar.
Yes, I had you roll something.
You did.
Perception.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember what I rolled, so I played with my dice since then.
So you should roll them.
So it wasn't that great. It was like 15 or something.
That's pretty great, Tony.
This is 10, 12.
Okay, that's enough. You find the type/location of table you're looking for
Okay,
available.
cool. All right. So I am going to take a seat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask nicely of Kai, not Kai,
Casey.
Yeah, you see
Katri.
Kai, and you're like, hey, Kai.
Hey Kai, let's go. Problem solved.
solved.
Adventure over. I'm gonna ask Katri real nicely, like, would you mind like standing here and just keeping an eye out? If anyone looks like they're gonna come up and like talk to us, just give them the like, it's a bad time, Bob face, so they fuck off.
Pretty sure I can handle that.
I got some work to do. I'm ordering us a couple of drinks. Boop 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 on my hand terminal.
Get some
Yeah.
shitty tofu wings, too.
Yeah, you guys have been
Oh yeah.
on this. You've been on the crew together long enough. You know what Casey orders.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this place has great black bean noodles. You like mushrooms?
Yeah.
Extra mushrooms.
Fuck yeah, I like some mushrooms.
Yeah,
My name's
Rich.
not Rich.
And nutritional yeast. Done. All right, should be here soon.
All right. So I'm
Be
gonna-
like, thanks for what you paid. Like stupid hackers.
I know, I'm like, son of a bitch.
No, I'm just kidding.
Casey, go ahead and roll your strength just to make sure you're putting up a good front there.
Woo! I might not be. Oh, that wouldn't be might because that's feats of raw power. So, it's +3. Okay, so I have +3 and then 3 and then 6. So 12.
Okay.
I feel like double
Alright.
check that.
Now, what would you like to do? Post ordering, you notice that Casey has moved into a stance where she is obviously blocking this table from being approached in any basic way.
Yeah, just to give me some privacy.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm spending my time doing is, one, I'm seeing if I can do a dive on the nets to find out where Parvati's hideout is.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's kind of a just in case, because what we're really here is we're looking for someone who is obviously like a member of that gang,
Mm-hmm.
but who is by themselves and also looks new, young, impressionable, and who might know, who might be able to give us more information and or lead us to the hideout or, something like that. Someone we can basically grab and coerce into giving us more information and or taking us where we want to go.
All right, so is that what you're focusing on? I mean, we only do one roll at a time, so what do you want to do?
No, I'll focus on looking for someone first, because I feel like I have like a subroutine cron job type of thing that I just launch it in the background that like spiders the nets and does all my pre-configured hackery scripty stuff.
Sure.
To look for keywords and stuff to find out information, and I'll sift through that later.
Okay.
And then if we strike out here, then I'll start scrubbing the security feeds to trace, Kai's location through the security cameras, but that's going to take a long time.
Sure. So go ahead and make your perception roll.
Perception.
Better for looking around.
Perception. No, I don't have something better for looking around. All right. All right. That is, I got doubles, but that's only 12.
Okay, no, I mean that's enough. 12 is good. And it's not only. 12 is a good roll.
Yeah.
And you have a stunt.
Yeah, I do. I have a 3-point stunt.
And this would be exploration, although you could use social if you wanted to.
Okay. No one's watching me. I mean, we could do speed demon, just so I find someone real quickly.
Okay. Yeah, you waste no time on it. You're scanning, you're thinking you're going to have to really look through, separate Belter tattoo from old OPA tattoo from whatever, and you see this skinny, curly-haired, fresh-faced kid, this boy, really, sitting across the way. You notice that the bartender hasn't, even though you can see he keeps trying to flag an order on his hand terminal, and it keeps coming back denied, and you see the bartender going, because he's just wee. He's a wee kid.
Okay.
Not like a young boy, but like he's a teenager.
Not a creepy.
Yeah, not a creepy wee. But the thing that really catches your eye is it's not the standard Belter tattoos that you're kind of trying to filter out. What really catches it is he has that split circle, but the skin around it is raw.
Ooh.
This is a fresh, poorly done tattoo.
Okay. Well, that's our boy right there. Okay. Alright, Katri, you're up. You see our boy over there? We need to have a talk with him in private. You think you can make that happen?
Oh yeah, I'm the social one. I should totally talk to this kid.
Oh, no.
Oh, you mean a talk. Unzip.
Like,
That could go a few ways.
yeah, Mr. Fix-It would like to have a word with you. Like that sort of thing. You know what I mean? You just gotta go retrieve that guy.
Fair.
And we'll hustle him back to the bathroom.
Oh.
And talk to him in there.
He's having trouble ordering food, right?
He keeps trying to order alcoholic drinks, and the bartender is not having it.
Oh, just because he's too young?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was because he didn't have any money. My
Yeah.
bad. I did not roll a high perception on that, apparently. Yeah, no, cool. I'll go give him a nod or something. I don't know what I want to say to him.
Do you want to say something, or do you want to grab him?
Can I just grab him? I'm just trying to grab him.
It's up to you. It's a rough bar.
Yeah, I'll just grab him. Because he shouldn't be in here anyways, probably.
Yeah.
Do I need to roll for that?
You need to roll strength.
Drink!
Rumpf.
Okay, so that could be a might, right? If I pick him up by his neck.
Sure. I
gonna
mean,
do
that'll
that.
be a little bit more obvious if you go that route, obviously. But yeah.
I'm like, damn, Gina.
I know, right?
I just thought you would like.
I'm gonna look at the bartender and kind of give the bartender fucking kids
Mm.
and grab him So it's not like it doesn't look like I'm necessarily trying to like fuck with this kid, but I'm just like, let's get out of here, asshole. Like, you don't belong here.
Yeah,
Like you're bouncing him.
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce him. Okay, so with my crappy roll, which is 8, and then my +3 for strength, and then +2, 13.
Okay. Oh yeah, sort of enough. You kind of give the bartender a knowing look.
Mm-hmm.
And then go to, like, basically pick up this kid by his oversized coveralls.
Right.
The bartender's like, you know,
Yeah.
thankful not to have to deny more requests on the already busy screen, especially when the attention's being drawn to this group having, like, the start of what's looking like a fight over at the gaming tables and things like that. So, thankful to have one of the problems dealt with.
Fair.
But instead of throwing him outside, you're carrying him over to kind of the side hall where the various bathrooms and such are.
Take
Yes.
him to the side hatch.
Ew.
All right. Cool. I'll
Yeah,
have
so you take him
make
to the
my
bar
way-
next door called the side hatch.
Nice.
No. Cool.
Go on an intercept course
Yeah.
to meet up with them.
All right. So you guys are in a stinky restroom, which is basically a series of holes connected to a recycler receptacle, I'm assuming, in space.
Gross.
So we're here. We got a little privacy so we can talk to this kid. And you're basically holding him.
Yeah. And he's struggling. He's like, hey, what did you? Nothing.
All right. I'm gonna tell him, Oya Koyo. Might want to calm down. Your day's about to get real bad, Kaya.
Your day about to get bad, Jimming.
I'm gonna give him a little slap.
A little shake.
A little shake. Yeah, when he mouths off, I'll give him
Yeah.
a little.
Because you
A little
know,
tussle.
Jimming means someone with a crooked dick. It is a not nice thing to say.
Dang, I did not know that, but now I'm really gonna give him a little shake.
It's one of the only Belter words I know.
Yeah, that's all. I like that that's the one you know. Ew.
Cool. I'll just laugh at him.
Yeah, he's not very intimidating at all. Obviously, in his oversized coveralls
Right.
being held up and
Yeah.
shaken, and he's weakly kicking, trying to get out of it.
Look, let me tell you how this is gonna go. We know your boss, Maneda, snatch Akilo's boy toy. We just need to find the boy toy and be on our way. Are you gonna help us with that? And then everything will be all right, Kaya?
Yep. You may make your roll. Your communication, aided by the great assistance of your partner's strength in this endeavor.
Nice. Okay, cool. So I got 13.
Okay, that's more than enough. So he kind of stops kicking and slumps down in the coveralls a little bit. He's like, boss, get you better than I could anyway. And he looks at you and he sees your tattoo. He says, but you already know where to go.
Not been around neighborhood long time, me. Maybe need a refresher, Sasa. You lead, we follow, then we let you go.
I can tell you where to go, but I won't help you get in there. That might hide on the line too.
Can I roll? I feel like I want to roll to intimidate him again.
Sure, you can.
What am I rolling for intimidate? Because it doesn't actually say intimidate. I know I have impress.
Yeah, before you were using strength, because you were kind of doing it by flexing and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, I mean, I think it's arguable how you want to approach it, what skill you're using to intimidate him.
Well, I've kind of got him up by his coveralls, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to tighten my grip and I'm going to say, your hide's on the line now, son.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, doubles.
Yeah, so double 4s. So 10 and 15 with doubles.
And he says our favorite phrase, because it's the only other thing I know in Belter now.
I don't know what that means, but I'm going to grab him by the balls when he says it.
Holy shit.
And I'm going to look at you like,
Whoa.
what the fuck was that?
And Charles says, Because it means oh shit. But yeah, so he basically says oh shit, like realizing he has nothing.
Right.
And he says, fine. Help me.
I'll let go of his balls.
All right. Awesome. I'll just tell him, Taki, and give you the old chin point, and like, let's go. Like, he's just marching right out. Like, you're just all, come on, Mr. Man, let's just go out the door.
I totally think that's how I would talk.
Marching him
Let's
right
go, Mr. Man. Let's get right out of here.
Like the buff version of your mom.
Yeah. Chrissy on steroids.
Well, I didn't travel out to that old Mars just to be pushed around by some kid. Oh, crap.
Yeah, orangutan.
You're keeping me from playing trains. Could be done offloading playing trains already.
Entertainment Spinite is on.
So you just march him out, and he's going to tell us where to go.
Yeah, so the thing about Belter language is it's not just a verbal language. It is a language built very heavily around gestures, particularly because in spacesuits,
Remember that from an episode.
unlike in the show where there's lights inside your helmet which would prevent you from actually seeing things,
Right.
they can't see each other's faces. And so it can be hard to understand what they're saying. And so there's a lot of hand gesturing that occurs. And so he's gesturing directions more than speaking them, which is easy enough for you to pick up on.
When we're on the way out of the bar, is it like, do they have like glasses, like regular straight glasses, or is it like more containery type drinks?
Probably bulbs. Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a container of space booze.
Bulb. A bulb
Yeah,
of your
on the way
well, I mean,
out.
we could pass by our table because I'm sure
Yeah.
it got delivered, and you
Yeah.
can grab whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one.
Yeah.
And once we get out, I'll give it to the kid because I think I think of myself as much nicer than I may actually be.
Are you handing him your drink or Chow's drink?
My drink.
Okay. So he like grasps at it while still hanging.
Yeah.
Because he's excited to finally have
That also, the grabby hands amuses me.
one of these drinks.
Yeah.
And he takes a big old swig of it and immediately starts coughing. It's like Jessica trying to drink whiskey.
Oh,
Fair.
man.
She's like, all I taste is fire.
All I taste is burning in my soul.
Wow, I can see why you guys like this so much. It's a good drink. This is so good.
So enjoyable.
Like, hey, drink up, J-Boss.
Yeah.
Put hair on your chest.
That's exactly what I
Just
want.
what every girl wants.
Yep.
All right. Sweet. And so he leads you into an area that starts to look quite familiar, Chow. He's leading you into these tunnels that are really more designed to be like access areas to reach like conduit and things like that run through the station. But you know that the tunnels are often used for moving things covertly because there are no cameras in the tunnels. And as you move through the tunnels and he's directing you for quite a way, they're for the most part relatively clean and quiet. But every once in a while you see something that kind of like throws you off a little bit. Some like a discarded children's toy or
Creepy.
A dropped bit of medical equipment. And things that you haven't seen in this area before. Like, they don't make sense for what you know is normally moved down here. And you get to a place, and I'll have you both make a perception check.
I'm gonna have a good one for once.
No.
Alright.
How about a bad one?
No! Sorry, 13.
Okay.
For me.
15 with doubles.
For me.
He's gesturing, telling you to go forward, but both of you notice that up ahead in the direction he's very, telling you to go pretty insistently, there are security sensors.
Oh.
Like what kind of security sensors?
Like motion type sensors.
Oh, not like I'm gonna find a trap with my face type sensors.
Well, you don't know what they trigger, but they're certainly sensors.
Okay, let's go ahead and,
They could just be something that alerts someone somewhere else that someo's passing through.
Yeah, let's go ahead and spoof those then real quick.
So,
Okay.
if I had doubles on my perception, can I do something with that or not really?
Yeah, it's an exploration stunt.
Exploration stunt, okay. So, and you said we want to try and do something with them?
He's going to try to hack them.
Oh, you're going to do a hacky thing, okay.
Yeah.
But if you have something that can help somebody or whatever, you could certainly pick one that works for that.
Could I say the upper hand, if your success leads to combat within a moment or two, you receive a +3 on your initiative roll?
Yeah, so...
Oh, wait, that's just our turn
but
order?
Basically.
Okay.
But let's say you guys both notice the sensors. Let's say he fails his roll and they trip and something happens. Then you'd more likely be able to act first. But yeah, you could totally do that like you're readying yourself. You know these are security sensors.
Right.
You know Chow's going to start working on it, but if something goes wrong, you're ready to like throw this kid at whoever or whatever you need to do.
Cool.
All right. Chow.
All right, here we go. Hopefully this goes well because this is 1,000,000% in my wheelhouse. This is like what I do.
Good job jinxing yourself.
Seriously.
The day is mine.
All right. So, I'm showing 12.
And then you have like 500 down.
And then that's 15, 17, 18.
Dang!
Because I got my talent bonus, my focus bonus, plus my intelligence score, plus my roll.
Fair.
Because I have a focus in security, or talent for security.
That's true.
Additional +1 to fool or bypass security sensors. I'm trying to fool them.
So
do
you
that
go
thing,
in,
you know, where
yeah.
it's like, play the loop back thing or whatever.
Yeah, he's doing the speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Keanu Reeves' movie in the 90s.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock.
Yes. Thank you for informing our very young podcast viewers, listeners, of what speed is, because they may not know.
Well, that's the thing. Keanu Reeves is awesome right now, and he's always been awesome. But back in the day, he played a really cool cop with Sandra Bullock in a movie called Speed. See if you can rent it on VHS at your local Blockbuster.
But don't hold on to it too long. Get them late fees.
Yeah, and rewind it. Be kind.
Oh, be kind.
Rewind.
You are ready to start, like, just brute force spoofing this stuff. Like, you're, like, getting into it. You're trying to move as quickly as you can before you accidentally trip something. And then you realize all of these codes are familiar, because this is all OPA shit.
Okay.
You've dealt with this before. And so it's almost like you already have the program on your hand terminal. You're just, like, off.
I have an
or
old
whatever
folder from back in the day. Oh.
They haven't changed this
Changed
stuff
the password
in a long time.
Nice. All the back doors are still there. Oh, look. Boop. Touch it. Pew. Put them in loop mode.
Nice.
But what this does tell you is that you're likely very close to your destination. Tell me a little bit about how you would like to be moving through this area as you approach.
So now that we're close enough, we need to ditch this kid. So, what I propose is we find a handy locking dumpster or storage locker or small little like room or the kind of bathroom you have to put a dime in to like get it to open or whatever. You know what I mean? Like a token sort of deal to keep the riffraff out, whatever. I'm going to unlock that thing with my hackeriness. You'll shove him in there, right? And I'll tell him, look, I'm going to set this thing to unlock automatically in an hour. So if you chill out in here and remain quiet, it's just going to let you out. And you don't lose any face. But if you make a ruckus and act like a space horse's ass, then someone's going to come find you and you're going to have to explain how you got buffaloed and stuffed in here and you're going to look like a little bitch. Up to you. You decide. Slam. Boop, 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 boop. That's what I'd like to do.
He's
but
like,
I don't
what's
know
a horse?
if we can make that
You
go
didn't specify
down.
it was a horse.
That's true.
Space horse.
Sporse?
A sporce's ass.
All right. So down here, the closest thing would be like an access panel or similar, but you can certainly find something
Any
like that.
little locking cubby that he can fit in somewhat comfortably.
He's small. It's fine.
Just open it up. Give you the nod. You're like, I know what that nod means. Stuff.
All right. So you've gotten rid of the kid. He seems to be... Oh, actually, go ahead and make a communications roll. See how well that went.
Yeah, let's just pretend I said all that in Belter. double sixes. One of them on the drama die. Got 4. So that is 16, 18. Boom!
6 stunt points.
Your neighbors
Yeah.
are real excited about it.
Yeah. Wow.
I know, we got like Stain super fan over there for my role. What are our stunts? Can I see the stunts?
And that would be a social stunt.
La stunt del social. Alright. I don't think that,
You don't have to stunt. You're approaching the area. In what way? In what manner? To what manner would you like to do
to
that?
be stealthy and sneaky.
I need you both to make stealth checks then.
Stealthy
That would be a
sneaky.
dexterity if you don't have stealth as a
Crap.
focus. And one of you has to be successful for the group to be successful.
Well, I rolled a 9.
I rolled a
We actually rolled the exact same.
7.
4-2-1, 4-2-1.
Wait, how'd you get? Oh, because you have extra. I'm like, how'd you get 9?
Oh yeah, I have 2 dexterity. So
Fair. So I rolled 7 plus 2 dexterity, so 9 as well. Yes.
We rolled the exact same. We failed in the exact same capacity. So.
Did we? Did we
I'm
fail?
guessing.
You did. This was
My
a
space
TN
squares
12
Or jangling
on this one. And so as you move to start walking back down the corridor,
Chomp,
trying
chomp,
your
chomp,
best
chomp.
to move quietly, the kid in the container starts to panic
Oh no.
and starts to kick. And you can hear the sound of magnetic boots clomping in your direction, plural. And that's where we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. So we'll need one more to
Oh,
finish
dang.
this up. But for now, that's where we'll leave it.
Yeah, I'll breathe a heavy belter sigh.
Fair.
All right. So I have been Rainy. You can find me on Twitter at Barbarian Rainy. You can tell us all the things about how we're doing a great job doing the Expanse. If you don't think we're doing great, I mean, you don't have to tell me that. That's okay.
Yeah. You can keep
It's
that
just
part to yourself.
it's a one shot, guys. It's all right.
Yeah.
Stop by and say hi. I'm Santiago. You can be up on Twitter at Rangugiri or on YouTube, youtube.com/Rangu.
I'm Jessica. Have a pleasant evening.
Have a night.
Like, leave me alone.
Don't find me online.
Don't at me, bro. Got nothing for you.
I don't feel like my Twitter is acceptable. It's not ready yet. I only have like 5
No,
followers.
that's fair. You can
You know.
you can wait on it if you want to.
When it gets cool.
Yeah,
If
man.
you follow
about it.
me on Twitter, you'll find out where Jessica is on Twitter because I interact with her there.
Dun,
So,
dun, dun.
you know, it's like a treasure hunt of some sort of capacity.
Appropriate.
So until next time, everyone. Can't you're ruining my outro.
Wait, can't.
Second year.
Go.
Like I was looking down. Like, see you guys having fun.
I tried to climb down there and tell you what's what. Alright, until next time, barbarians, spend your rage wisely.
Don't get locked in a locker.
Back to
Baba jumba, ba da da da.